Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How is everybody doing? Welcome back to my channel. I am Aurelius. I received an email or a message email that, per request, they wanted me to teach them what transcoding is for the Avid composer. And that is what I'm going to be doing in this particular video. I am going to be teaching you what transcoding is for the Avid Media Composer, and I'm going to give you a sample of what it is that it looks like and does. Well, let's begin. Transcoding is not converting. It's actually several things in one. Converting is to convert a file, for example, an MOV file into an MP4 file. So that's converting. But transcoding does several things while it does also the conversion. I'm going to test it by using an MOV file. In fact, this one right here, I'm going to use the same one, but I'm going to upload it in a different way. Right now, this video processing .mov file is about 5.83 gigabytes. I didn't transcode it because I will say I was kind of lazy. I just didn't want to wait. Transcoding requires a little bit of time, and I figured, I'll transcode it later after I do the video. This is just an example of a video I submitted a few days ago in the YouTube channel, which I created. But I'm going to download this same video processing.mov so that we can practice with that using transcoding. As transcoding not only converts the file into the file you want, which in this case my file would be an MP4, and it will also compress the ratio or the amount of spacing that the video has. For example, this video processing MOV has 5.83, I think it's 5.83 gigs, which is a lot. But I'm going to use a ratio converter, which I think it will turn it into a 40 megabyte size video, which is very convenient. When you work with big files like this one, it takes a long time for them to process. But when you work with small files, well, that's the benefit. And that's what transcoding does for you. Okay, let's go into files. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to input a file into the Avid Media Composer. When you use the import media, it's a very basic transition. So what you want the source browser. The source browser has more capabilities and more availabilities for you to upload a file that you want to put into the Avid Media. Let's use that. Now here, I already know where my video is. As a matter of fact, it's already highlighted. Somehow it's highlighting it. But it's in my desktop. It's in my desktop. And you can see a whole bunch of them, but usually I think I have it at the end. So I was right. You see, the size of the video is 5.83 gigabytes, which is a lot. And so for me to work with that video, sometimes it takes time. It lacks the speed of the processor. And if you had a faster video, which doesn't have as much information in it, but the quality is as similar as the MOV file, then you will want to do that, don't you? Well, that's what Avid Composer does when it does transcoding. So let's go ahead, let's pick that. I picked that already. You don't have to answer anything on that. You have to make sure that this is on link, all right? And you have to make sure the clear source monitor upon closing source browser is also checked. After that, you don't have to do anything else. You could create a new bin for this particular project, but I don't want to do it. What's going to happen is it's going to be sending the file back down to here. But it's going to be a file that is not going to be readable by Avid Media Composer because it needs to be transcoded. So you'll see the difference in the little icon. You see this icon? This means that this icon can be viewed in the processing screen, which is this one. But the other one will have Well, let's do that so I can describe it. I'm going to press link. Oh, I see. And now you can see the video here. You see that? These little two dots are basically a chain, and what it's telling you is that it's encrypted and it is a file that needs to be converted. Now, sometimes the Avid will read it, but it will crash because the file is too big. So to begin transcoding this file, you have to highlight it first, which is what I'm doing here. And then you press your two fingers on the pad, or is a shift. I'm sorry, it's command, and then you tap one time at your pad. But in my case, it's two fingers, so I can get the menu from that same file. As you can see, I'm putting my mouse right on the file. I put two fingers on my pad, and I get the menu. On this menu, you have a whole bunch of options, but the one I'm looking for is Consolidate and Transcode. I'm going to go ahead and click at that. All right. Here we have two options. We can consolidate, and we can transcode. Obviously, you want to transcode. Consolidation is a totally different scheme that you do, and I would like to be able to make another video for that one specifically, only because that one requires a little bit more configuration. But we're doing transcoding. Make sure you have that highlighted. Also, make sure that your video and audio are on the same drive. And the reason why you need to do that is because if you separate it by choosing video or audio separately, then it won't be linked together. It won't be put together. And so you need to option video and audio and check mark on it. The hard drive that I'm going to use is called Septum. If it's not highlighted, then the transcode button, which is this one, will not be highlighted. So if you ever see yourself in a situation where your transcode is not highlighted, no matter what you press, it's because you did not option your hard drive. In this case, I optioned my hard drive Septum, which is the hard drive in my computer. All right, when we move back here, you don't have to do anything with these options here. We're moving on to the second square, and you don't mess anything with the project dimension proxy off. You don't have to do anything about that, but you do have to convert the frame rate so that it can adjust to whatever frame rate you are compressing the video to. All right, so you need to do that. You have to highlight that one. Now here's the one I was telling you about. I chose DNX HD36 because it gives me, I wouldn't say the least. There are other options that gives me much less, but right now this one is giving me 40 megabytes at least. That means that my 5.83 gigabyte MOV file is going to be turning to a just 40 megabyte file, and I won't see differentials in the video or within the movie. And that is exactly the format that some cinematographers use for movie theaters, you know, and that's as far as you can go, because I'm going to click it, and as you can see, there are other choices like Intra 100, which will give me much less. If I click at it, look, it's giving me 10 megabytes on this one. And if I keep going, it's just going to give me less and less and less. Now, if I go all the way down, it's going to give me the most. See, if I choose the other ones that are all the way down at the bottom, it's going to give me a lot more, like more than 5 gigabytes. It's going to give me like 10 gigabytes or so, you know, and so I don't want any of that. Instead, always remember that is a DNX HD36 MXF. That is the option for that. You click at that and you should be fine. This one should always be in full, so that the whole quality is set up for full scaling on quality. You don't have to choose any one of this right here. You don't have to choose that. Now let's move to square 3. You don't have to choose any of this either. These are already preset. It's actually the same size as any video that you take. It's always 48 hertz. Sometimes some people choose 41 point, I think it's 41.2 kilohertz, and it messes up with their audio. No, 48 is usually the number that you use to do conversion. All right, target audio format. This is actually a given once you choose the type of resolution for your video. So it's already done. All I have to do now is transcode. I'm gonna go ahead and press transcode, and you'll see what happens. I transcode. It gives me this message saying some clips do not match the edit rate of the current project. Of course, the reason why it's telling you that is because it's seeing it as it doesn't match, but once it's transcoded, it's going to match it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and say convert instead of skip. I'm going to say convert, and there you go. It begins to convert. Now, once you see this converted, you should be able to see another file down here. You'll be able to see that one, but you'll be able to see the other file that is only 40 megabytes, and you'll be able to transfer it into the video processing window, and from there you'll be able to work much easier. It won't stop, it won't freeze on you, because the video is not that big and it's very well managed by the system. Now it's going quite fast, but that's only because that's the first transition. As you can see, transcoding required 3 types of transitions. The second one is a lot slower, and then the third is a lot slower than that. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause until the file is converted. Okay, welcome back. The transcoding for the file video processing has just been finished. It's just finished. And as you can see, this is the actual file. This is the compressed file here with the 2 dots, the 2 circles that you have here. And this is the conversion. The conversion should be a lot smaller now to 41 or 40 megabytes. So from 5.83 gigabytes, we were able to create transcode this video to a format of MP4 and the size of 40 megabytes. Now let's see if it works. And it does. You can see that in the project, in the processing screen. Okay, let's see if it works and play it. Now I go back where I created that video. So you can see it's working fine, and let's see the ending. Let me make sure how my video looks first. All right, so now you guys know how to transcode. Congratulations, you finished the video, and I hope you guys find this video very informative, very educational. I know it wasn't easy for me to learn the software, but once I did, I just went on with it. Do the same thing. The transcoding is not that difficult. It is difficult if you do not know how to configure it when you're doing the conversion. So be very aware that there are many other options in the transcoding service. All right, you guys have been great. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to make more videos for you guys. If you have any comments on what do you think I should do, or I should make videos of, let me know in the comment section.